It was the biggest club that shaped Manchester. Now, the designer that put the posters on the walls of the Hacienda is reproducing his work in aid of the Forever Manchester charity. Trevor Johnson was the graphic designer behind all club nights, letting the people of not only Manchester but the world know when they could visit the famous music venue. His collection is now being sold on the charity website.
I had a long-standing association with the charity, and I took over the responsibility of ambassador for the company from my predecessor. And there's a huge overlap of common interests there, you know, the things about Manchester and communities and creative practice. So it just clicked, and I was happy to sort of keep that going and maintain that sort of relationship, really, because they do such fantastic things.
Here, Trevor shows us the original briefing he was given, which prompted him to design what would be colourful pieces of Manchester and Salford's history.
Literally, there was just information that went out into the public domain. They weren't really for anything other than to let people know what was happening in the club on a particular night, and then, you know, after a week they'd disappear forever. But in revisiting that, people seem to cling on to a dynastic period in their lives and cherish those things, you know. So I keep getting asked to revisit and revive and recreate those things. So it was interesting that going looking at those and in a different format and sort of seeing how they look 20 odd years later, you know, sort of thing.
The charity supports and fundraises for Greater Manchester. In the past, they've provided financial aid after both the Broughton floods and the Manchester Arena attack. They hope the iconic prints will raise their profile even further.
And it created a great sense of euphoria, a great sense of happiness that brought people together. And there's a great fondness for that time from the people of Manchester, but there's also a lot of reason people came to Manchester in the first place and still come to Manchester is about the music, is about the club scene. Trevor very generously offered to reproduce some of the original artwork that he produced for the Hacienda and offer it to us.
I've always felt there's been a huge amount of creative resource to tap into in this city, you know, and sort of hopefully I've made a you know, a contribution to that, an input to that, you know.
Grace O'Hare, Salford Now.